Hey, Be Rising every day. What's going on, Be Risers? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you are staying healthy during these times, these crazy times. As a lot of you guys know, I've been studying nutrition, and with this nutrition program that I'm taking, it encompasses a wide variety of doctors and various backgrounds, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to take a program that maybe had certain biases, and so this program really is in alignment with what I've already been doing, what I've already been talking about, and I didn't actually realize that until I started reading a lot of these books. And one of the books that I want to talk to you about today is Staying Healthy with Nutrition, and this is by Dr. Elson and also Dr. Levin. So I wanted to share with you today what their opinion is on detoxification, and I was actually surprised that to see this, and it's exactly right in alignment with what I've been talking about, what I've been doing thus far. They do share other views in terms of building up the immune system naturally and having a conscious awareness of the chemistry we're consuming every day through our food, through our water, through the air that we breathe, what we put on our skin, all very important. And as well as what we consume through our mind, whether people are in a stressful environment, how they're dealing with their emotions, all of that. And so as I'm working through this nutrition program, I just want to keep sharing with you guys what I'm learning and also the views and opinions of these doctors. And of course, I can't talk about too much on YouTube with the censorship that's going on, but what I will say is in terms of this, if you do end up, it is important to make sure that your filtration system of your body is functioning, especially your kidneys. And that I'll get more into maybe in another video. For now, I wanted to talk about this book and the doctor's opinion on detoxification. What is their view? So first page that we look at, the doctor states, Dr. Elson, he says, I believe that fasting and detoxification is the missing link in the American and Western diet. So this is a key chapter regarding personal health and, for that matter, the health of the planet. Taking breaks from things is a good way to assess our true relationship to them and often a way to improve our health. We treat ourselves with more respect, generate an attitude of self-love, of caring for the body in a positive and loving way. We will choose less polluting ways of living, and this lifestyle will produce less personal and planetary toxicity. So, the doctor also states, much disease, especially degenerative disease, comes from congestion and stagnation in the body, in the organs, tissues, circulation, and the lymph. As we know, the lymphatic system is our immune system, and it's very important to pump the lymphatic system every day. The heart, the cardiovascular system, the heart has a pump, and so the lymph does not have a pump-like system like the cardiovascular system, so we need to move our lymph. That's going to help all of our eliminative channels. And what I'm really researching and learning about are the parts of the lymphatic system, which are the tonsils. I've had tonsillitis. I know a lot of people out there have had their tonsils removed. And with the medical system, usually when there's inflammation, the first response is just to remove these tissues. But the tonsils are actually very important, and they contain white blood cells to prevent infection, right? So we have our first line of defense. Our skin being one of them has like bacteria, and I'm learning about T cells and B cells, memory cells, and so all very important in the immune system, and naturally going after these so-called invaders or bad bacterias or viruses. So important to take care of our body and our tissues and our tonsils and our whole lymph system. This doctor also states when there's not enough glucose to fuel the needs of the cells for energy, larger amounts of fats are used to produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Under such conditions, fat oxidation is fast but incomplete, and some of the intermediate products, such as two acetic acids linked together and acetone, begins to accumulate in the blood. These cause the blood to become acidic, a condition called acidosis or ketoacidosis, and the breath takes on a fruity odor as acetone diffuses from the lungs. Ketoacidosis is a common consequence of no carbohydrate diets, uncontrolled diabetes mellitus, and starvation, in which the body is forced to rely almost totally on fats to fuel its energy needs. Although fats are an important energy source, cholesterol is never used as a cellular fuel. Its importance lies in the functional molecules and in the structures it helps to form. Excess fats are stored in fat deposits such as the hips, abdomen, breasts, and subcutaneous tissues. Although the fat in subcutaneous tissue is important as an insulation for deeper body organs, excessive amounts restrict movement and place greater demands on the circulatory system. And we know that the main fuel source for our body is carbohydrates. We also need some fat, we also need some protein, but our cells run off of glucose. And if we are low on carbohydrates, a lot of times you'll see people don't have much energy, and then they rely on caffeine and stimulants to help them out throughout the day. So very, very important. I'm glad he touched on that. He also mentions excess detox. He has some concerns about over-elimination, over-detoxification, which he sees occasionally. Some people go to extremes with fasting, laxatives, enemas, colonics, diuretics, and even exercise, and begin to lose essential nutrients. So negative balance can be created in this manner, such as protein or vitamin mineral deficiencies, although congestion from over intake and under elimination is a more common problem in most modern cultures. He believes the best and simplest way to perceive symptoms and disease is in terms of excess, congestion, and depletion deficiency. This is the basis of the traditional Oriental philosophy. As with the idea of yin and yang, opposite energies, excessive detoxification can be a concern. Finding a balance is key for each of us. Definitely. Totally agree with him. And you can see this online. A lot of people just going into extreme long periods of fasting, and that can actually be detrimental. So the key takeaway here is balance. As I said in my previous video, it's important to spend some time detoxifying, but there's also building and then maintenance. Where maintenance is where we are for the majority of our lifetime. And so, it also, which phase you're in, depends on you, depends on your goals. So for me, coming from a past of a number of health issues, I've spent a lot of time in detoxification. Now I would say I'm more in a maintenance phase, but I still, right now, you can see I got a big salad with cucumber, green apple, beets. So I'm still eating healthy. Maintenance isn't that, I just right away can, after detoxification, just go right back into unhealthy eating habits. It's maintaining a healthy diet and lifestyle for life. And, what it talks a lot about is the microbiome, making sure we're feeding our healthy microbes, creating a healthy environment in our gut. And so when you're learning about anatomy and physiology, you see that the small intestine, about 20 feet long, large intestine, 5 feet long. There's a lot of, bacteria, microbes, parasites in this system. And it's kind of like the good soldiers and the so-called bad soldiers. We want to make sure we're feeding our good soldiers so that they can fight infections, bacteria, and build up the immune system and not create dysbiosis or imbalances in the body. So that's where it's important to have regular bowel movements, incorporate fiber, and a holistic practitioner in my field of work. It's healthy to have 1 to 3 bowel movements a day, and that allows for good elimination and keeps the bowels moving. Also, clean water intake is very important, staying hydrated, and making sure we are incorporating probiotics. That's especially important if you've had lots of rounds of antibiotics, which is anti-life. Probiotics is pro-life. So that's where I like to add a lot of unsweetened coconut yogurt. Sugar, try to avoid processed sugars at all possible. It is mineral depleting. So we want to make sure that we're still sticking to whole foods. And so we're going to spend some time detoxifying, building, and then in our maintenance phase. And I'm yet to come out. I still want to come out with my building phase video based on what a lot of these doctors recommend. And they do recommend adding in some fresh water fish, not farm fish. And that's where we can get the omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. So lots of information to share, lots to bring forward. And as I'm learning, I just want to keep sharing with you guys because I know how beneficial this information is, and I can't wait. I can't wait to learn more. And this information is, I know it can help a lot of people. And what we're seeing in society right now, with what's going on with the viruses, a lot of people don't realize that there's trillions of viruses and bacteria out there. And with all the underlying health problems, my personal opinion is we need to look at and address these underlying health problems and look at building the immune system naturally, holistically, and if we start helping ourselves, we can start helping each other, whether that's starting to grow a garden in your backyard, working with the land. Of course, it's also important not spraying the food, eating organic, fresh food, because whatever that food is eating, you're also going to ingest that food. So it's about natural foods, alive foods, living foods, and good quality foods, which means good soil and pesticide free. So thank you so much for watching. I know I just put out a lot there, but I wanted to do a video, and I know it's been a while, so I miss you guys, and I hope to do more videos and share a lot more with you. Some more to come, and as always, be your beautiful selves. Be getting into nature today, some sunshine or vitamin D supplements. Be getting in some fresh air, exercise, and be taking some time out to do something that truly makes you happy. When you do that, we'll all be rising.